good, and the culture I chose to do a presentation on is Mongolian culture. Let's get into it. Did you know that Mongolia has more horses than it does people? Did you also know that the Mongolian Empire was the largest empire ever? Or did you know that Genghis Khan is related to 1 in 200 men? Mongolia is a landlocked country located in Asia, and it's a landlocked country in between Russia to its north and China to its south. Two major superpowers that it's kind of just sandwiched in between. Yeah. So the history of Mongolia, it goes way back, like really way back. It never really had a government up until 1206, until Genghis Khan united all of the Mongolian tribes into the Mongolian Empire, and they started spreading out and conquering surrounding civilizations. They spanned all the way from Korea to Eastern Europe, which is quite the ordeal. That's most of the planet. And Genghis Khan died in 1227 and his empire fractures, but his grandson, Kublai Khan, takes over and forms the Yuan dynasty in China. And after the fall of the Yuan dynasty, Kublai Khan and his court tried moving back to Korea, but they were shortly thereafter taken over by many other Chinese dynasties and were ruled over by Chinese dynasties until 1921, when Russian revolutionaries went in and helped get Mongolia their independence. So after that, Mongolia was kind of under a Soviet communist government up until 1990, around the collapse of the Soviet Union. And today, their government's a lot more democratic, and they're continuing to urbanize and modernize. So religion in Mongolia is quite diverse, actually. Most of the population is Buddhist, but it's a unique kind of Buddhism. It was introduced to Mongolia by Kublai Khan, and for most of the country's existence, it's been the dominant religion. And shamanism has always been in Mongolia since before the Mongol Empire. Shamanists believe that they need to connect with nature and, just all that. There's a small Islamic minority, which is consistent of Kazakh people from Central Asia, and they live in the west of the country. And there's whenever the communists came into control in the country, they suppressed a lot of they suppressed every religion and tried enforcing state atheism. So you can see that a considerable chunk of Mongolia considers themselves atheist. Mongolia is most commonly known for their nomadic lifestyle. They do not stay in one place. They always move around. They're always looking for fresh, fertile ground for their horses and livestock to eat. And it's a beautiful country with sand dunes, plains, and snow-capped mountains. Art, Mongolian throat singing it's been prevalent in Mongolia since the Mongolian Empire, but it's a really interesting technique what they have to do for it. You have to use your throat, jaw, and tongue and kind of like pressurize out like a small like multi-pitch thing. Oh, that video, I would have a video, but my presentation deal will not let me play the video. Over here we have the horse head fiddle, which is, let me see if I can move my camera. I can't. Whoops. And then over here is the sur. It's a Mongolian flute, but Mongolian music is pretty interesting. Half of the country lives in the capital Ulaanbaatar, which consists of 1.7 million people. It's a pretty big city. And the other half lives out in the rural areas of Mongolia. And they have tents that they can set up in less than an hour called jurs. For sports, Mongolian, there's three main big sports: horse racing, wrestling, and archery, all very deeply rooted in Mongolian culture. The Nadam Festival is celebrated every midsummer, includes sports, music, and food. And it's also deeply rooted in Mongolian culture, and it's celebrated by Mongolians living outside of the country in China, in the Inner Mongolia province. Mongolia today is classified as upper middle income country. It used to be a lower middle income, but their economy is slowly improving from the Soviet era, but the country still suffers from 22% poverty. But with the mining sector, the economy is growing and it's getting better. Thank you for your time.